Hey gang, Rockin Robbie Billups here for Pop Culture Philosophers. We hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and of course we're thankful for you. But now that that's all over, time for the weekly comic book review. Alright gang, weekly comic book review where I share some of the comic books that I read this week and tell you a little bit about my opinions on them. First of all, the pick of the week, AD. After Death, #1 from Image Comics and from superpower writers and artists Scott Snyder and Jeff Lemire. Scott Snyder, I'm not the hugest fan of some of his work. I think it's a little overwrought. I think he's just a little overhyped. Perfect in this. I loved it. I thought it was great. Set in a world where death has been cured. Really cool sci-fi tales. Got some really cool, awesome emotional beats to get really deep and into the character that this story is about. It's a mix of prose and typical sequential artwork. Fantastic. Jeff Lemire killed it on the artwork as usual. He does these beautiful, beautiful layouts, beautiful watercolors. It is a fantastic book. Super huge. $5.99. It's going to be 3 issues. Only $5.99 for this. It will take you a while to read it because, like I said, it's a mix of prose and sequential art. So good. Definitely worth your time and money. Hands down, the best book this week. From Marvel this week, we got Civil War II, #7. I'll be honest, guys, haven't really liked Civil War II that much. I find it to be kind of boring, and little to nothing happens in almost every issue. I feel like it's kind of rushed and thrown together. Now, the artwork is nice, you know, the artwork is really cool. Plus, you got Andrea Sorrentino from Old Man Logan doing a little bit in here, and that's cool. It's just the story's not hitting anything for me. It's not delivering what I think. It just feels like this was something thrown together because there happened to be a Civil War movie out this year from Marvel Studios. That's what I think. Ultimates 2, #1. The Ultimates book from last year that was written by Al Ewing, I kind of dug it for a little bit, but then I got bored with it because of event fatigue. It started tying into Civil War II because Captain Marvel's in the book. But I love the team. I love the concept. I love the cosmic stories that they do. It was reminiscent of what you would get from a Fantastic Four comic. The relaunch, Al Ewing's still on it. Now Travel Foreman's on the artwork. Unfortunately, I don't think Foreman works for this book. I don't think it's sleek. It's not cool. That's what the Ultimates should be. It is really intriguing at the end when you find out who the Ultimates are now working for. It's cool because of that. Definitely, if you're a fan of the characters, check it out. But just kind of not as good. Maybe with some better artwork. I mean, not that Foreman's a bad artist. It's just, I don't think it fits for that book. But I'll read a few more issues and see. I like the cosmic scope. And if they can keep the Ultimates away from too many of the event tie-ins, then it'll be fine. But that's the case with a lot of Marvel books lately, right? Venom, #1. I'm a huge Venom fan, right? Love Eddie Brock. Ever since the beginning of Eddie Brock and Venom, love this character. Hate this book. This book is garbage. It's trash. I think it's just terrible. I think it's juvenile. I think it's just simple and cliche. It's just, There's a new Venom, right? And I'm really hoping that it was Eddie Brock. And I'm not going to spoil anything, but I didn't get what I wanted. And that's not why I'm mad. The book is flat. It's not good. The art's bad. The writing is simple. And I don't know. It just did not do anything for me whatsoever. Thor #13, written by Jason Aaron. The Thor book has been fantastic. Jane Foster, of course, is Thor now. The new story is starting here, and it's cool, and you got a special treat with you got artwork from Steve Epting, and that is awesome. So the artwork is really cool. But the story, it's a little bit of a weak issue, a little bit of a lull in the story as it's about to arc back up into some really hype and exciting Thor stuff. But it is one of the weaker issues, but it doesn't mean that Thor is a bad book. Detective Comics 945. We're still dealing with the ramifications from the apparent death of Tim Drake and the Victim Syndicate story, where the first victim is probably the coolest new character at DC in a very, very long time. This story's been really cool. This one hits a lot of emotional beats for the characters. It juggles everything very well. It's got good Clayface stuff, and even spoiler. I've always never kind of liked Stephanie Brown that much. I did like her brief stint as Robin, but I always thought the spoiler just wasn't quite a character I could get into. But this book's changed my mind. This book is really cool. Got Batwoman, got Orphan, and of course Batman, a really cool mystery detective comics. It is what it says it is, and it's pretty damn good. Flash, #11. So it's the Speed of Darkness story, Shade. So you get a little bit of the story with the Shade and his history, and yes, it is his history from Starman, because The characters are in there. I'm not going to reveal too much, but the book is pretty cool. But I'm going to warn you, mine had some major print issues. I don't know if this is across the board or just mine, but like the pages in the middle were loose, not actually stapled in. You can see right there, right? And they're completely out of order. So I had to like puzzle my way through the book to get right where it is. But the fill-in artist, I can't think of who it is right now, is Watanabe, I think. But he's not as good as Carmine Domenico, but I do like it. It's a really cool story. Fans of Starman and The Shade in particular, really going to check out that book. Wonder Woman number 11. This is the conclusion to the lies story, where there's supposedly all these lies that Diana has about her past and her origins and all that stuff. This book was, wow, at the very end, there's a revelation in this book that throws into question a lot of what we know about Wonder Woman from any run, whether it's the Perez run or the Azzarello run from the New 52. Greg Rucka's doing some really cool stuff with Wonder Woman, but it makes me a little bit nervous how this ends. But we shall see where it goes. Greg, I'm going to stick along with you. Don't let us down. I don't think you will. Action Comics, Detective. Action Comics 968 came out, and it's the Men of Steel story. So Lex Luthor's been picked by these bounty hunters, like, you are going to cause all these problems when you rise as Darkseid. Yeah, Lex Luthor is one day going to become the new Darkseid, so they want to stop it before it happens. This is exactly, if Detective Comics is what it says it is, so is Action Comics. This is just crazy, awesome action and really, really fun stuff. I've really been enjoying Superman books. They're worth your time. I really like it. Teen Titans number 2. So, you know, John Boy, the artist and co-writer, left the book due to creative differences. So this is the new one, the first one with a new artist. I can't think out the top of my head if he's a fill-in artist or this is the artist, but didn't like this issue. I liked the Rebirth special and I liked number 1. But number 2, didn't really like it. All of a sudden it felt cheesy and kind of uninspired to me. And it left me uninspired. But I'll keep reading. I don't know if it was just a shift in the art or if maybe the art was so good in the first 2 issues that I was missing some stuff in the writing. But oh well. Titans number 5. I've kind of been digging the writing in Titans. Dan Abnett's doing some cool stuff with the return of Wally West, including this issue, which is a great issue where he has to save like a bunch of people within 6 seconds all around the world, and it's a really fun issue. The mystery of what happened to him and where he was gone and Cadaver's connection is really intriguing in the Titans, but I do not like Brett Booth's artwork. Everybody already knows that, so we'll just leave that at that. A new one, all ages book. Definitely get this book for your kids from DC. Superpowers number 1. This book was a treat. It was written by Art Baltazar, yeah, and Franco, and written and drawn by Baltazar as well. This book is so cool. Like, kids will love this book. It's silly, it's stupid, it's fun, it's goofy. Don't take this seriously, and you may not like it if you just don't like fun, goofy stuff. This is definitely kiddie. Very, very, very kiddie. But definitely a fun book if you got some kids that want to get into these characters for the first time. This spotlights Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman perfectly and has Brainiac and Lex Luthor in the mix. Definitely worth any child's time. And let's finish up talking about Hellboy and the BPRD, 1954, The Unreasoning Beast. I'm a huge Hellboy fan. Love Hellboy. These new little Hellboy and the BPRD stories have been fun. Little short stories. It's a nice little one-shot. If you're unfamiliar with the world of Hellboy or you haven't been into Hellboy comics in a while, you just want to check something out. A good, fun, little creepy story. Not super creepy, but kind of fun. Read this. It's about a ghost monkey. A ghost monkey. Anyway, that's some of the books that I read this week and what I thought about them. Let me know down below what books you read, what books did you like, which ones did you not like. And please do like and share this video and be sure to subscribe to get all of these cool comic book reviews. Thank you for bearing with me. I've been having some dental issues and I'm just a little doped up right now, but I appreciate everything, guys. Please do check us out at popculturephilosophers.com for podcast blogs, top 5 lists, and a whole lot more. And we will catch you next week on the weekly comic book review.